welcome to the broadcast with Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is season 8, episode number 17, episode number 332. How's it going?
It's going.
Pretty good.
Excellent. Glad to hear that. How was Halloween?
So fun. I love Halloween in this neighborhood. Did
you guys go hard for Halloween?
Well, I mean, as hard as a 2.5-year-olds can go. So, you know. But she was into it.
Excellent. Her costume was adorable, too.
Thanks. I am very proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of it.
As well you should be. That was pretty baller.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, too. Who knew? Who knew one could have so much fun with a hot glue gun? And felt. Apparently you can. There's lots of fun to be had.
I think that's one of those rites of passages of becoming like a mom, is being like, crafts. Yay.
Crafts. Yeah, I mean, I was craft curious.
Yeah, well, I've always been craft curious, but like even my sister was like, so because for Evangeline's costume, she had to do something with using the Cricut machine, and her library has a Cricut machine that you can just use. Like you just have to bring your own shit. And you could just use, right?
And you can make crickets?
And you can make things.
What's
crickets are cool.
I know. Go ahead, Amanda. I'm going to yawn, so you please explain.
It's essentially like an at-home laser printer. So it'll like die cut things, and you could make like stickers or iron-ons or...
Shirts, like, mugs,
shirts, mug. Like I am pretty certain it could also make you a fancy coffee if you asked it nice. Like it can really do everything.
Yeah. So a lot of the things that you see on Etsy, they're made from like Cricut machines.
Yeah. A friend has.
You learned something.
We used it a lot for our wedding. It was just like I was like, can it do this? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah. So there's different kinds that are aimed for different things, like special ones. And that's why I never got one, because like every like Black Friday or Amazon Prime Day, they'll have them like discounted a lot, but I never know which one to get. That's why I've never gotten one.
And they're all pretty pricey. I would imagine even with a discount, it's still probably a bit of
they were around like 150 when I saw. And it could have even been like on Zulily. So it was like, Generation 1 Cricut machine.
So it definitely won't make you the coffee. But like you can probably some solid stickers with it.
It can make you something that you can drink coffee out of.
It won't make you the mug, but it can make some lovely decals to go on the mug.
So, yes, I still wanted once upon a time to get the Cricut machine just so I could make myself a mug that said Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. And then the insurrection happened like an hour after I had that idea, and it all went to shit. I never did it.
Took the fun out of it, huh?
That's the last morning I was ever looking at Cricut machines. So it's the morning of January 6th, 2021.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm sure I've looked at them. I'm sure I've looked at them after that, but that was the last time I was seriously considering it. But because the problem is, again, I don't know like how to I don't know which ones to buy. So if I did, I need a library that lets me use theirs.
Yeah, seriously. I doubt the New
Long
York City
Island,
Public Library has such things.
If you're on Long Island, the Sayville Public Library, Cricut machine.
Sweet.
Bring your own supplies. So anyway, yes, now that we had that lovely tangent. So Halloween, awesome. Eden had a blast.
Yep, it was really great. Neighborhood did not disappoint. Everybody was out in full force. We made our way to the infamous Halloween house, which I feel like I talk about every year. Like all the big houses in our neighborhood do lovely, elaborate Halloween displays. But there is one house that is kind of has the most notoriety. And they're kind of the de facto, mayor of Halloween in the neighborhood. So we were on an odyssey to get to the Halloween house, because they usually do a kids parade, but we missed that. So the point we're just we'll end our night there. We finally got there, and it's just pandemonium. The streets are all closed still. someone had a speaker and they were like playing music, and it was a full-on like toddler rave in the middle of the street.
Oh my
like
God.
all these kids were just like jamming out. It was, oh my God, it was absolutely adorable. It was
I was
so
going to
much fun.
say, is there anything better than toddler raves where they're all having fun?
I know.
Because
it
those
was
can
so fun.
turn real fast.
Exactly. Nope. There were no tears. There were no tears. There's no tears at Ditmas Park Halloween. It's for fun only. Fun and spooks.
No tears and no creepy people allowed.
Yep.
Awesome.
Just the animatronic kind. Lots of animatronics.
Shandy, how was your Halloween?
It's good. I like for the life of me can't remember if we really had any like trick-or-treaters last year. And so I had in my head that like we weren't gonna have any, and I didn't buy candy.
Oh,
and then we started we got some. We had some of these leftover chocolates. They're like the individually wrapped like chocolate ball things that are like really good and kind of like more expensive than like what they were getting. But I'm sure their parents were kind of freaked out because they're just like the way they're wrapped. It's not, you could like unwrap it and wrap it back up. You know what I mean? It's not like,
yeah.
It's not like a Snickers bar where like you can't.
You know what?
Put it back
right.
in.
You can't tamper it with
So
it.
wait, which candy was it? Which candy was it?
Let me.
Like
give me a
one of
second,
those chewy ones? Like a taffy?
No. Give me 2 seconds and I'll run and go get, because we got more. Because, you know.
Shandy is back with the candy. It is the Lindor candies. Oh.
You gave out
that's fine. Everybody knows how those are packaged. Nobody thinks that you're doing whatever. I mean, you put the coat of the crystal meth around it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I have so much on hand.
It's on the outside of the wrapper.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So when they lick their fingers after, that's how they get it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. It tricks the parents because they're examining the chocolate, but really.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
no.
was
So
last year that everybody thought that they were the freak out last year. What was it? The colorful something. Remember? Like
the M&M? No.
No,
That's
that was
different.
another grievance, but I didn't.
That was
something.
There's always
but that
something.
wasn't this something.
You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm like totally blanking. But they thought it was some kind of like a drug or whatever, and it was like
I don't
what
remember.
let me hold on. What candy were Republicans afraid of in 2022? Oh, fentanyl! The stuffing Skittles bags with fentanyl.
Oh my
Seriously?
God!
Yes, that's right. Candy fentanyl. That was a big
And
deal.
like, what pray tell would be the point of that? Like, if you're addicted to a drug, why would you give it away for free? And if you're a dealer trying to get people hooked, I don't think 5-year-olds are going to be a good clientele for you.
Yeah, their parent. That's a long con. Like you are in that. That is like a 15
they're
year
not going to make it. Yeah, it's just very strange. It goes back to that thought of like, if like conspiracy theories, how many people have to be in on it, and also doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
No, it makes zero sense.
Yeah. Well, now I'm wondering why these Hasbro gummies, Haribo gummies that I'm eating taste so funny. Maybe this is the leftover fentanyl from last year.
I guess we'll find out.
Just be like exceptionally stale. They might have been like,
we
didn't buy any candy. Look, we have these gummy bears in the back of the junk drawer.
Hey, we have these chocolates for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
We can
to be fair.
Well, we run out to the store.
So nobody ever comes to our house. Last year we had because they do the hayride and usually starts by the lake and goes around in the horseshoe. Last year they started at the top and they ended by the lake. So we actually, for the first time ever, got some people. But this year I was like, they're doing it in reverse again. They're doing it the same way. Like there's no way that anybody's going to come down here. Well, nobody came down. So we have Zachary's ginormous pile of candy because he went trick-or-treating twice. And then we have just our thing that's just the full Costco. Because she was like, let's get the Costco size bag. And I was like, even if we get 5 kids, there's no way we're going to fill a Costco size bag. So now we've got all that. And here we are. I'm eating Haribo gummies. However, we have also these could just be what they taste like because we switched to the other gummy bears, the really good ones. Shoot. Well, not the. You guys know what I'm talking about.
I don't actually. I'm also waiting for your answer so that I know.
It's the Black Forest. The Black Forest gummy bears.
Oh,
That's
wow.
where that shit is at.
Okay.
It's truly, I believe it's the Black Forest ones. Yes,
Okay.
that is because there's a giant box upstairs. Those are the best gummies, if I do say so myself. Anyway, okay. So Halloween was great. Everybody's my costume was a hit. Nobody knew who I was, which was kind of a bummer. Nobody in my we went to the party and then we did trick or treating, and almost nobody knew who I was. And then I remembered
very
that
surprising to me.
Yeah. I'm in a neighborhood full of Republicans.
So they probably didn't go see the Barbie movie.
So they didn't go see the Barbie movie. And then I had somebody in the neighborhood behind me. So we went with Zach's friend. So we did family first, and then Zachary and I split off from the family and we joined his friends. And one of the moms, so somebody asked me, so the moms were with us. Somebody asked me like, "Oh, who are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm Weird Barbie, Kate McKinnon's character from the Barbie movie." And, they're clear stereotypes of Southern Republicans, like, down to how they're dressed. And they're like, yeah, we didn't see that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it was really fun. I really liked it. And one of the moms I was with was like, I saw it. I mean, it had an agenda, which made it kind of not as fun, but it was okay. So then I had to sit through the three of them being like, I know, right? Who likes movies with hidden agendas behind them? And
who likes movies with a message? Yeah, fuck
so
that.
I'm just like, guys, I am fucking right here.
Right.
Just as a character from said movie. Like, I'm right here. So, like, okay, fine. So they clearly had written me off as an invisible liberal standing there who wanted to push this feminist agenda on everybody. So yeah, I was a little bit pissed, and then I didn't talk to that mom for the rest of the.
Yeah,
fair. I mean, what else is there to say? Like,
lame.
It's like, first of all, like, we can disagree, but then you don't have to be like rude about it. So now we really have nothing to talk about, nor would I want to engage with you because you're clearly not very kind.
Yeah, so that was that, and I liked her before, so that was kind of a bummer. And then the other thing that happened, and this is a very us thing. Okay, so next door, hotbed of racism. Generally don't. Once in a while, I get the emails. There was one though, and it had a little thumbnail. It was like R-rated, don't open, something like that. And I was like, well, now I got to open the email, and it had a thumbnail, and I was like, huh. And I read the email, and it was like, to whoever did this, I have you on video. So I click on it. It is a pumpkin with a human shit in it. A jack-o'-lantern. They posted the picture of their jack-o'-lantern with the poop in it. And if it is a dog poop, it is a very realistic looking dog poop. And it says, I have you on camera pooping in my pumpkin on my ring cam. If this is your handiwork, I'm like, be aware, or something like that.
But it's like, do you though? Because I feel like the way that's worded, like, makes it seem like maybe you don't know who did it.
Let me see if I
why would you send it to everyone you knew if you knew exactly who did it?
Exactly.
Because then you're like advertising. Someone dislikes me so much and they pooped in my pumpkin. Like, that's not a story I want to tell about myself. No. I don't want my dearest and dearest to know that someone thinks I'm that terrible of a person that I deserve this.
Pooped in the pumpkin. Like, shit.
And I could never truly figure out if they shit in the pumpkin or if they took shit and put it in the pumpkin. But
see, that's a good question. We have to consult this footage.
The post was taken down, but I still have the actual email. Okay, so the title of the email is hold on.
Oh my god.
Fuck, did I delete? No, I know I saved it. Darn it. It's I'll have to. I know I can find it. inbox. Oh well, it's here somewhere. I'll find it. Got plenty of time. So anyway, yes, it was wild.
It's hilarious.
I love it.
That is hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So let's see. Speaking of poop, we just finished recording a show for our patrons in which we took a actual clip, a 6-minute long clip, something that we had cut out from a show back in March that I discovered when I did the bloopers show. See, you got there. I knew you would.
Really good tie.
Oh man.
Yeah, so good times with that. All the things are happening now.
Yeah. And actually during that show you asked if I had any stories for patroneers only. And of course now I've thought of the exact story that I should have told. I know.
Oh no. Write it down for next time.
Write it down for next time. Yeah, put a little sticky. Come back to it next month.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so there you have it, everyone. Go if you're a patron at the $5 level or whatever, like go check this out. It's a really funny clip if we do say so ourselves.
Indeed.
Which we do.
Okay, so let's see, what else do we have to talk about? Oh, bloopers came out. Check those out. I'm sorry that it took me so long to do that, but I got there. So thanks. Sorry. I think they're fun.
They're really fun.
Did you listen
earlier today? I did.
Oh, thank you.
I did. They were very fun.
Thank you. I actually, to prep for doing them, I downloaded all of our previous bonus shows and went, blooper shows and went backwards. And I have to say my favorite one is the one, I believe it is number 6. It's from January. Oh, wait, what we did 10. So it must've been 8. It's from January, 2022. I listened to it yesterday and then I listened to it again this morning. I was like, they were really fun. This was a fun one.
Oh,
it was 6.25. So for anybody, I really want to say it was bloopers number 6, but yeah. So good times on that one. Okay. Election day. Today was election day.
Indeed.
And we talked a little bit about this on the bonus show. I didn't have a ballot because it was an off year, which is a bummer. But you guys did small ballots, right?
Very small ballots.
Yeah. Well, normal size ballot, just less on it.
But I still got my sticker.
A teeny tiny little
still
ballot.
got the sticker and the pen. I did not realize. So I posted on Instagram, as one does in our modern society. You vote, you post a picture of yourself.
Of course.
And I made a joke. So New York City started handing out pens. And they're the best pens. I freaking love these pens.
Nice.
And it didn't occur to me that this is not a common practice amongst districts nationwide.
I did not get a pen.
We do pens. Ours, if you vote at the Parks and Rec department, you get a pen that says I voted. So they actually still have a crap ton left over from the 2020 election that they throw at us every time we pick the kids up from school.
Yeah, and I love these
from
pens.
after school.
They've got this little
soft
part at the top because they use them as so people don't have to use their finger to sign. They give you the pen and you use it kind of as a stylus.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're great pens, and I it's not a great story, but I just really New York City. I love your pens. Thanks.
Heard your mayor was getting investigated by the FBI potentially.
Yeah,
that seems great.
That's it. Yeah, great and Mayor Adams aren't really words you use in the same sentence.
Oh boy.
It's
well,
great.
I know that we've had some bad polls lately, and it's a year out. So what are you gonna do? And they've had some good breakdowns on Pod Save America about this.
It's really stressful to listen to, though.
Yeah.
And I just ignored all of the discourse on it in places.
Yeah.
But I did, that Pajiba blog that I like to read, I did wade into the comments there, because a lot of the comments in different places that I like to go to have been, the progressives that are understandably frustrated, that blame the Democrats for, this, and this, if they had just gone harder to the left, and shown people what, that stuff like that, they'd run a younger candidate. And then you have the people who make great counterpoints as well. Like, the country most of the country is not there. You have half the country that's brainwashed. Like, it's tricky. And then somebody just came into the comments and like shut everybody down and was just like, gave this whole impassioned thing and ends it with, a vote is not a love letter. It's a chess move. And I loved that. And everybody below that loved it. They were all like, oh God, we need this on a shirt. They were like, look, just because you don't want to vote for somebody, like there's no lesser of two evils here. There's a party that wants authoritarianism and to end democracy. Mm-hmm. And then there's a party that's definitely not perfect, but doesn't want to do that.
Right?
This is it.
So it really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that difficult at the end of the day. Like, you can have your issues with it, but at the end of the day, like, the alternative is bad. Like, there's there's
potentially no coming back from that. So
but I love
let's not do that.
Because they were like, look, Republicans have been voting, like the Republicans that voted for 40, 50, 60 years just to get abortion banned, and they played the long game and they voted strategically. They didn't, how many Republicans hated Donald Trump and the first time around and voted for him anyway, and they got their Supreme Court justices, and they got so. I thought that was a very good reminder.
Yep.
So
yes,
yeah. And it was also a reminder: don't throw your vote away to a third-party candidate who has no chance, because all you're doing is letting the bad guys in.
Unless you were going to vote for Trump, then that's fine. Then by all means.
Anyway, good times. Let's check in on the results, since we were doing that earlier. I believe where we stood was issue 1 in Ohio. Looks like it is about to pass. As of right now, 56% of the votes are in, and 56% are pro making abortion a protected right by the state constitution, and 43.9% are no. So that's pretty positive.
Yeah.
So, actually, I'm sorry. I scrolled down, and the New York Times has declared the race as it has passed. So, cool.
Great.
And then let's see some of the other. Well, I don't know, you guys. When you're hearing this, we're like 3 days out. Go read a fucking newspaper.
Right. Old news. You got this. Yeah, you already know. We're not telling you anything you haven't already read.
And then,
it looked like they also legalized marijuana. Good job,
in Ohio.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow, look at those people just voting yes all the way down the ballot.
Totally. By similar margins, abortion is slightly more popular than marijuana, but only slightly.
I bet you that the people who voted against marijuana are strictly the people that don't like the smell. Seriously. Because I know people that have I know people that have no problem with marijuana, but just like with smoking in public restaurants, like that got banned, I bet you if there was like you can't smoke pot in public, they would 100% vote for that, because they just hate the smell so much. My dad and Jay can both smell it when it's in the car next to us. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? I can't smell a thing.
It does have a very strong and distinctive smell, but I would argue that it smells really good.
At least it's less offensive than like a nicotine smell or like a cigar smell. Like,
I love the smell of cigars.
Oh my god,
I love the smell of
cigars. That's my all-time.
I hate it.
See, no, it must be a genetic
different smokes for different folks.
Yeah. See, now the smell of marijuana, I can smell it, but it's never like overwhelmingly powerful to me. And I also am not like, oh my God, I love this smell. Like it's a smell that's there.
It's
I'm
just
not
a smell I'm
necessarily,
aware of.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not like, oh my God, I love this smell, but I do think it smells good. I think it's like more aromatic than like any other smoked thing.
I will agree with you there. Yeah. I think that's
All
a
right.
fair statement.
There you go. Okay, fair enough. Anything else from Election Day? Bashir looks like he won in Kentucky. So again, congratulations, Brian. We congratulated you on the other show. In case you don't ever hear that, here's your congrats. Yeah, Ohio. Oh, it looks like in Virginia, Democrats are keeping their majority. So fuck you very much, Glenn Youngkin. The end.
The end.
Okay, and then one final thing, Amanda, I believe you need to give us a mouse update.
Oh my God, yes.
Have you done that on the show? No, because
did I not?
We had Halloween and we never asked you at Halloween.
Oh my God, right, because we just talked about it over text message.
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay. Let me see if I can get back into that space.
Okay, please do.
Okay. Let me get back into character. Okay. Granted, this was a few weeks ago, so I might miss some key points to the story.
Hold on, we'll pull up the text so we'll follow along.
Right. Check me. Check current me with past me.
Okay.
So, I believe it was evening because the hallway of our apartment was dark. I'm coming around for something, probably to go to the bedroom to get something, and I see Captain is playing with something in the hallway. And it looks like one of his toys. And upon further inspection, no, it was the mouse. No longer, as they say, alive. The mouse was dead. I don't think Captain killed it. That is not in his nature. Also, it showed no signs of
mauling,
a scuffle. Yeah, it was very intact. It was a
could have heart attacked.
Yeah, a pristine mouse. I think I believe as Shandy informed us that like mice have like the kill.
Self-destruct switch.
The self-destruct. Yeah. So I think that's what it did. I think Captain scared it and it heart attacked and noped on out. And I once again was not as brave as I would have liked to have thought I would have been in such a moment. I squealed like a child and again went, mouse.
Did you at least throw like a dead?
Yeah, I think I did say it was dead. Which in my defense, I would like to think that's the reason I had the hard time getting anywhere near it because it wasn't alive anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
So the saga of the mouse has seems to have ended. Sadly for the mouse, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, the odds were against it from the beginning.
Yeah, very
but I have
true.
never seen Captain take interest in like playing with vermin before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's like a real live.
But like we live with
a real live. Rethink those words, Shandy.
Real dead.
Right. We live in an apartment. The occasional like roach does make its presence known, and he usually like just kind of side eyes it and walks the other way. So it like this was unique behavior, but it was unpleasant for me personally. Captain seemed fine. I had a hard time with it.
Maybe it like literally dropped dead in front of him, and like the whole thing was just too much. He was like, "I gotta investigate this, Mom." I mean,
he might have just been like, "Are you okay? You okay? Hey,
it's like,
you okay? You okay?"
It's like exactly the thing that he would eat instinctually. So
if he had enough teeth to chew it.
Well, yes, but like I don't think that part of cat instincts ever go away.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sad end to the story.
But on the upside, you no longer have a mouse in your apartment.
That's true. And in the event that one
feels kind
comes
of
back,
happy to me.
we do still have the trap out just in case.
There you go.
Oh, good. All right. Moving on, we have real quick. Speaking of, I was going to do something else, but then I briefly remembered something that I'd read and I just found. In honor of what we were just talking about with marijuana and cigars and smells in general, there was an Ask Reddit a couple of weeks ago, and it was, what food can you not stand the smell of?
Oh.
So, now, to be honest, I had not pulled this aside. I literally remembered reading it as we were talking. So I found it. So we're going to go through this together in real time.
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right, let's
Yes.
do it.
All right. Here we go. This one I don't understand. I hate the smell of butter cooking in a pan. It's one of the best smells in the
That is
world.
one of the best smells. How could you not like that smell?
Huh.
In a similar fashion, as a Belgian who loves fries, I can't stand the smell of the fat or the oil. You know the cooking oil smell? It's just stinks, but it's never really bothered me.
Unless it's burnt oil. Like that is unpleasant.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Broccoli in the microwave.
I mean,
Yeah,
why
that's
would
fair.
you put it in the microwave? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cooked broccoli in general. Like, don't get me wrong, favorite vegetable, but like the smell is not the most it's not the best.
That's why I put it in the oven. But I know I haven't been known to heat it up in the next day in the microwave. Whatever.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
It's reheating, yeah.
All right, you've got your typical, your standard tuna. I'm surprised I got this far down before I saw it.
I don't think tuna smells bad.
A lot of people don't like the smell of tuna, just like a lot of people don't like the smell of fish. It's like a unofficial rule of the office is you never bring in fish to reheat.
Yes, but or if you're gonna bring in fish, it's a cold dish. It's a cold
dish, yeah.
It's a cold dish.
But
like
of all the
salad.
fish, I would say that tuna is probably the least offensive.
Fishy.
Yeah, fishy.
But you do get a whiff of fish smell when you open the can.
Yeah, but not like a bad whiff of fish.
Depends on the quality of the can.
That's true. My sister hates the smell of bananas, and she always has since she was a kid.
Huh.
Yeah. It was funny because I don't like the taste of bananas very much.
Yeah,
so.
they're not my favorite fruit.
No, whenever I get a smoothie with bananas, I ask them to swap it out for blueberries if possible.
See, I only like bananas if it's like in a smoothie or in a baked good.
No. Oh,
Banana bread
I'm okay
all
with
the
it.
way.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can do
banana
baked
bread,
goods, but I can't do. I don't like
muffins.
If I have a banana in a smoothie, the banana is the only thing I can taste.
Ah,
That's fair.
I like
it can
that
be
taste.
overpowering. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say overall bananas aren't my favorite fruit, but I'm totally fine with them. And they're a fruit I eat a lot because they're the most convenient fruit.
They are pretty convenient.
Really easy to peel. You don't have to wash them.
My go-to fruit is just a red apple of some sort.
Good as well, but you do have to wash them. So,
Yeah,
but it doesn't take long to wash
I know.
them.
I'm just saying bananas are exceptionally
That's
practical.
true. That's very true. This other person also, canned tuna. There's a special place in hell for people who microwave tuna in the break room at work. But why would you microwave tuna?
Right. Why would you microwave it? It's already cooked.
And if you did want to make a tuna melt, then you toast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it in the pan. I mean, really.
This person says blue cheese.
There are certain cheeses that
There are
I
definitely
could
certain
eat,
cheeses
but
that
the
are
smell
very
smells like feet,
overpowered.
but tastes good.
Yeah. See, then that's the only time I can tolerate the smell of feet is if it's a stinky cheese.
Yeah, right.
Because I know it's going to be very delicious.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. This person says Beyond Burgers. Boy, do they smell. I like Beyond Burgers, but boy, do they smell weird when cooking. See, I don't like the taste of the Beyond meat. I like the Impossible better.
Yeah, I think the whole concept, the whole thing, it weirds me out.
Really?
What?
See, I don't mind Impossible Burgers.
It's like, what is it though?
That's a really good question.
Rather just but is it?
But
I'd rather just have the beans.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the beans too. I got into them when you left them in my freezer that one year.
Okay, you're welcome.
And I was like, these aren't that bad.
You're welcome.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Um,
We'll happily leave some in your freezer again sometime. I could just be like your black bean burger, freezer fairy.
Yeah, every couple years. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Let's see. Raw pumpkin. When you carve a pumpkin for Halloween, I literally cannot smell it without gagging.
That is a very
Interesting. It does-
specific smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
it
not
is.
like a delicious smell. I'll definitely
No.
agree with that. But
Yeah.
Interesting. For the first time in a decade, maybe longer, probably longer, since I lived in the apartment, I made pumpkin seeds. Like, we carved 3 pumpkins. I handpicked all the fucking seeds out. It took me like 2 hours. I'm not even kidding, over 2 days to because they dumped everything into the one bin. And I was like, really? You guys couldn't have done this like a little bit easier for me? But I said I would do it. So I did. And then I baked them. And it was like 4 trayfuls. I'm not even kidding.
Wow, that's a
And
lot.
it was so many pumpkin seeds. But what we did was
pumpkin seeds.
we bought this popcorn, flavor samplers. So I got like cheddar cheese, butter, dill pickle, bacon cheddar, because that's what Zach wanted, jalapeno flavored. So it's just different flavorings, caramel corn, kettle corn, and then I just made a batch of just plain salt.
Nice.
And we did like a pumpkin seed tasting, and they came out really good. By the end, I was like, man, I got this pumpkin seed thing down, just in time to forget it for next year.
So then, which of the flavorings, which one would you say was the best? Or surprises?
Personally, okay, so goes out saying that I love the salt one, but as the flavors, I like the butter one, I like the cheddar cheese one, and I like the ranch one.
Yeah, I can see those being good.
The kids and Jay all like the dill pickle one. So when I made everybody's lunches, I gave them all a little baggie of dill pickle seeds.
Nice.
So, yeah, I can see that being interesting too.
Yes, they've actually been making, because we have the homemade popcorn maker, and they've been making popcorn and putting the dill on the popcorn.
Yeah, I love making popcorn. We have like a silicone popcorn maker that you put in the microwave.
Yeah.
Love
awesome.
It. Like every weekend we're making popcorn. Love it.
Oh, no, Jay's doing it now like every night. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Oh, it's so good. It's a good snack.
Yeah, popcorn's great.
Let's see what else. Liver and onions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like either of those smells. So, I mean, I don't mind onions, but yeah. Another one, any kind of seafood gag me. Eggs comes up a lot. I do know people that do not like the smell of like scrambled eggs or eggs in general.
Interesting.
I like eggs. The smell of eggs.
I do too.
Yeah.
Asparagus.
I like asparagus.
Which I believe asparagus is like one of those ones that is kind of like cilantro, right? You can either smell it and it bothers you, or you can't. And the pea thing is, I read this in 23andMe actually. The pea thing is another, like, some people process it and they don't have smelly pea after they eat asparagus.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Some people do.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting, huh?
Wow.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Mind blown.
Okay, real quick, let's see. Anything pork. Oh, there's cilantro, shows up all the way down here. Mushrooms, hot tuna. How many people are having hot fucking tunas? What? Alfredo sauce. How could you not like the smell of any kind of sauce? Sauce is delicious.
Some of the barbecue sauces, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, I love all the barbecue sauces. Scrolling down. So finally took this long for somebody to say banana. Kombucha. I don't like the taste of kombucha.
I know. I can't picture the smell.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm familiar enough with the smell to have an opinion about it.
Oh, another Alfredo sauce. Another banana. Mayonnaise. Oh, I love mayonnaise. But I can see why the smell, especially like mayonnaise that's gone bad.
Just everything about mayonnaise. I'm just like not a fan.
Homemade mayo, though.
I've never had homemade, so maybe
once you go homemade,
maybe that's
how does one make homemade mayo?
You marry a Frenchman.
I feel like we've had this exact discussion before.
Yeah.
It's egg yolks?
You put in a bowl, you put some salt and pepper, and then you put 1 egg yolk, and then and also some mustard. Can't forget the mustard. But French mustard, like the spicy
raw
kind.
egg yolk though, right?
Raw egg yolk, yes.
Okay.
And then you slowly add, I want to say vegetable oil. It's not olive oil, just vegetable oil. You slowly add vegetable oil.
A neutral oil.
Yeah, as you beat.
I don't like
as
the
you
smell of
beat it.
vegetable oil.
Huh. Well, and you keep beating it until it finally takes. And then it will start rising. And and then at the end,
sounds
you
like
can
the
put
most
a little
French way of making something.
right. Then at the end, you put a little lime for it to keep, and it's just like the most delicious thing in the world that I could eat by the spoonful. It's the kind of thing that when you have it, it's like, what do I have in my fridge that could be an excuse for eating this mayo?
Oh, I love the Duke's mayo, and there's been times where I've just like licked it off the knife, like raw or whatever.
Sorry, I don't mean to yuck on your yum, but oh god,
that's okay. That's okay. Okay, finishing up.
That's like the.
I don't know if that is.
To each their own. Duke's mayo is great though. All right, and then cucumbers, which I always thought had no smell.
They have a smell, and it's fresh, and I like it.
Yeah.
It's faint, definitely. Especially cucumbers. If you notice, like this summer, the cucumbers that we had in our garden, in your garden.
Yeah.
Right? Like those were potent.
They were.
Like when you start cutting them.
Oh, I do like that smell when you like cut a vegetable like off the vine. I like that smell.
See, now that just smells like dirt to me. Like, not even kidding.
No, like when you're like cutting it open, like in slices, the cucumber.
Yes. Yeah, I guess so. And then somebody else said celery, and we'll stop there because that is interesting. Celery.
Huh.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys have anything that you can't stand the smell of, let us know, thebroadcasters3@gmail.com, or give us a call and tell us if you want to. Drop it in the Facebook group. You know, all the usual. Anybody else have anything before we take our break?
Nope.
All right, then. We will be right back. All right, we are back, and we're ready to get into our feedback. First bit of feedback is from Jessica. What are your favorite costumes that you ever wore as a kid or an adult? Because I can't remember any of my kid ones. We had one of my friends had her birthday is October 20th, so she had a costume party for her sweet 16, and we all rented costumes, and I rented a Scarlett O'Hara one.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, because I wanted to wear the hoop skirt.
Yeah, of course.
Didn't disappoint. It was cool.
Of course.
I used to often be a witch, and that was always fun.
I did the witch for a little while too. It was easy. I didn't really grow into my Halloweenness until I got older and like really embraced it.
That's fair.
As an adult though, go ahead, Amanda.
No, finish your thought.
I was gonna say I think I really loved when I did RBG because it felt very like tribute-y.
Yeah, nice.
No, that was a good one.
As an adult, one time I was Molly Ringwald in the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
It was pretty great and very cheap. I had the
go.
skirt, and I think I bought the pink sweater, and I had everything else in my wardrobe. And then I went out, and it was this was a while ago now, so I was probably in my mid-20s. And when I went out, I could already see the split between people who were my age and people who were so young. Because some of them didn't understand the reference.
Their loss. Yeah. I love a good thrift store Halloween costume. Yeah. No, I've got a couple. I think when I was a kid, we had a hand-me-down cat costume that was awesome because it was a full body suit with a hood. If I remember correctly, it had mitten hands that folded up. It was a full-on onesie. It was just a really warm, solid Halloween costume. Because when you were a kid and you'd get your Halloween costume and then it'd be cold.
Yes.
And you'd look stupid because you'd have to either then get your
put your coat on
over your jacket, or the
the
jacket would just ruin the look. So that's
or you just wouldn't wear gloves when you had your cool witch claws on, and then you'd come home with like basically your hands, you know,
That's the
frostbitten.
one bummer to doing Halloween in the north.
Yes.
Yeah. So like this cat costume was perfect because it like was very warm. So I think I was this cat a couple of Halloweens because it was a great costume. My other one, to go back to thrift store costumes, I found this really awesome denim jumpsuit at a thrift store, and so I did Rosie the Riveter.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, I think I was towards the end of trick-or-treating, so I think it was like early high school, late middle school.
Okay.
And then my favorite adult costume I ever did was Carmen Sandiego.
Nice.
That was a really solid costume.
Because you guys talked about my hat, I actually did make an attempt to do Carmen Sandiego for our live show, and I couldn't get any of the stuff on Prime. And in case, you know, I didn't want to keep it, I didn't want to deal with that. So I was like, you know what? I gotta practice this makeup anyway. So I'm gonna be Weird Barbie. Why not? Okay. No, I'm trying to think if I had any other good ones. Oh, Jay was very excited. So it was, first of all, Halloween in the north now, I believe because of climate change, it's actually warmer later there. So it's not, those kids will never know the struggle, or, you know, they have like a 50% chance of knowing the struggle we had.
Yeah, the past couple of Halloweens have been on the warmer side.
But it was cold this year. So we had like a week of like 75, 80s. And then the day before Halloween, I was in shorts and a tank top. I carved my pumpkin in shorts and a tank top. It was like 80 degrees that day. And then the next day, the temperature plummeted to 50 and rainy. Yeah, and Jay was like, this is the best year to have a fur coat as a Halloween.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Jessica, what was your favorite costume that you ever wore?
Do tell.
Mm-hmm. And then Brian, not Brain, followed up with, are there any costumes you've worn in the past that you would not don now?
I would say no. Like, I do not have any like blackface in my personal costume history. I never dressed up as like a Native American or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
I think my choices are pretty like A-okay. Again, mostly witches.
Yeah, I don't remember doing anything problematic either.
No.
You know what's funny is I am trying to think, and for the life of me, I cannot remember any of my Halloween costumes from when I was in college. Amanda, do you have any memory of anything that...
I remember one year we dressed up as Dee and Dumb. That like you got the costumes from
NICTA.
From the costume loft, and you just like threw one at me, and you're like, "This is what we're going as," and I was like, "Okay."
That sounds like me.
I didn't dress up during college ever because I was living in France. And
one year we went to see the. One year, I don't know if you were with us, Amanda, but we went to see the Google Dolls play in downtown.
I was with you. That was the first year. That was our freshman year. Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I remember leaving Garland from that, so I thought for some reason it was our second year, but maybe it was the first year.
No, yeah,
that was really definitely fun.
Yeah, it was definitely. At least I went our freshman year. Maybe they came back our sophomore year too. But
that must have been it.
Year.
Yeah, that was a really fun show.
It was a really fun show
on Halloween.
I believe that was the same. That was the same night as the shooting at McCoy's.
Yes, it was.
Because we were gonna go there, and
we didn't.
We just never made it, or
because we were at a concert.
Somebody got shot in the face.
Yep.
Holy shit!
That bar closed down though.
Yeah. And, it was more like a grazing, but, it's like for predominantly, white suburban campus. It was like, oh, somebody got shot at a bar. How delightfully just exciting.
It was, good times.
Yeah.
God, it's really bothering me. I can't. Did I go as Britney Spears one year? Or a cheerleader in general? I can't remember. This is so bad. I can't remember. But you know what? I don't think I've ever done anything that I would ever be ashamed of. So there we go.
And if I have, I'm sorry.
Yeah, same.
You live and you learn, and
Exactly.
And I would still dress up as a witch.
There you go.
Max says film recommendation: Anatomy of a Fall. And that's what, Shandy, you got this one. It's a French film.
I was so rooting for you there. Anatomie d'une chute.
Why don't you just finish reading the whole thing? Start from the top.
Matt says, film recommendation, Anatomy of a Fall, Anatomie d'une chute, a French film which won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. Hopefully Shandy's reading this one. It's about... I am now. It's about a woman whose husband dies suddenly and mysteriously and winds up on trial for his death. Was it an accident, suicide, murder? Really great mystery that leaves it to the viewer to decide. That sounds very French. No resolution at the end of the movie. Also, the writer-director's last name is one letter off from mine, Justine Trier. Today is also the 20th anniversary of the release of Elf.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That makes me feel older than Nightmare Before Christmas. 20 years of Elf?
Yeah.
You know,
Man,
this
how
just...
does Will Ferrell look the exact same? Does he always just look like an old man?
He does. He
Maybe.
looks older now. I feel like he looks older now.
Sorry, Shandy, what were you going to say?
No, it's just this makes sense as to why I've never seen Elf. Because if it came out 20 years ago, I was like 19. So I was just like just a little bit too old and also not living here. And then you just don't necessarily catch back up.
Fair.
I feel like that's like Nightmare Before Christmas, that came out when I was a kid. So I've seen that many, many, many times.
I cannot believe it's been that long. Oh, I'm excited to get to watch what's the other one that he did with Ryan Reynolds? Good Afternoon. Spirited. I can't wait to watch Spirited.
I may or may not already started listening to the soundtrack again. No judge.
I love it.
That song's got a jam. I love it.
Yeah. We were gonna go see. We saw at Alamo Draft House. They had like Elf nights because it was, like,
oh, fun.
It must have been maybe it was in honor of the anniversary, or maybe it was just an Alamo thing. Except we are very spoiled in Raleigh that our tickets are not that expensive here, like New York prices. It was $85 for the four of us to go to the movies, and we got to the cart and we were like, "No, thank you." So now we're not gonna go. I was like, I can't justify paying $85 for a fucking movie I could watch at home for free.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No amount of seeing it with other people cheering is that it's worth it to me for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe, no, I don't even know. But
speaking of that, after you all talked about how Nightmare Before Christmas was in theaters, I got very excited about it. And I told Daniel, because we had like his parents were visiting that weekend. And I was like, that's what we should go do on our date night. It was not showing in a single theater in New York City that I could find that was easy for us to get to. I was so bummed.
Oh no.
I was like, but everybody else said.
Bummer.
It was a real bummer.
Did you get to do something else instead then, at least?
We just got dinner in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Well,
you got to do
lovely.
something at least.
Yeah, it was lovely, but not as exciting. But
Gotcha.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. No. It was I told you guys we did Back to the Future. Yeah. It is time though to start thinking of our Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Jay was like, "Do you want to cancel Netflix?" And I was like, "No, this is the only time of year I watch Netflix."
Like, wait till January.
Yeah. I gotta wait. So what we did was, because it's raising the prices again, we moved it down. We were at that premium 4K blah 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 level, but we moved it down to like the middle one for the next 2 months, and then after that we'll probably, I don't know, cancel it or something. Unless there's a good deal where they're like, come back and we'll give you blah 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 off.
Right.
Which they always have this time of year anyway.
The original price.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, fine, deal.
Damn it. Yeah.
Although I got this interesting offer from American Express, and it was if you do, the whatever plan for Disney Plus monthly, because we do yearly. You do the monthly plan that's either at $9.99 a month or $14.99 a month. They'll give you, for the next year, they'll give you a $7 credit back each month, like on your statement, which comes out to saving $84 for the year. And I was like, well, that's not a bad deal.
No.
Interesting.
So I made
why Amex offers that deal.
Check. Like it wasn't on the main, like, because you know how they have like the offers and you can click to go in. I had to click on rewards or whatever it was. Like I had to click to that page and it popped up. And I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. I might do that. Like instead of, because we always, as much as we can, we try to do yearly, so we don't have to worry about it every month. But like, again, like that's not a bad deal. I don't know. You just got dark. Anyway,
My
for everybody out there,
office mate
okay.
seems to be signing out for the evening.
Yeah, Amanda's office mate is giving her a signal. It's closing time.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Would you like to sit in the dark?
No, thank you. I would not.
All right, let's move into the match that she says. We'll finish it with an Andy update and call it a show.
I don't know what he's going to do about the pants.
We're sucking it up.
How are you so good at this?
I really enjoy Sabrina.
Definitely one to put in the rotation.
I think I've done these before.
Let me see if I can do it again.
I will never do that again, except for the next time I do it again.
Well, I got off at 5 o'clock as per usual.
I bow down to you. I've been waiting for this all year.
How many more do you want, Colleen?
I do have another one handy.
You want to tell them about the picture you sent me?
You picked the wrong 30 seconds.
Can't you just spray yourself finishing spray?
What?
You better keep that thing downstairs.
You bang it till it rises.
Dang it, you beat it till
you
it
beat
rises.
it. You
Beat
beat
it
it.
till it
You
rises.
beat it.
Darn it.
Yes.
The point taken.
Point taken. And then let's finish up with an update from Andy. But
All
his
right,
classified documents in the bathroom.
All right, Andy writes in, "Hey, broads. Well, 3 weeks into the new coworker, and fortunately for me and unfortunately for your show, I really don't have any complaints so far. Feels kind of weird. Like, is she going to request time off for her January 6th trial? She doesn't leave her phone out with the ringer at full volume or have loud arguments over the phone in front of coworkers whose job is to be on the phone often and on the receiving end of people like her, or grumble without any self-awareness that she's only at this job because she's being paid. Really, there are no issues outside of she's new and in training. She seems like a good fit personality-wise, and it's just building her confidence and giving her more tasks over time. Now, hopefully she'll stick around. The only horror story I have besides my love life I have this time is the story of when I took my car to patch up a leaky tire. Turns out they felt my tires were a little worn, and my brakes, which I knew were a problem, have become big problems. Thankfully, I was able to borrow the money to cover the brakes and postpone the tires for now, but in the end, I'm looking at $1,300 in repairs.
Oh,
I do not have $1,300. So it's another expensive thing in a year full of expensive things. So yeah, I'll have to keep looking into some other jobs. Hope the new woman works out. Hashtag I'm with hers, Andy. Oh, Andy, cars. Man.
the worst. We
Yeah,
have a car play. Oh, go ahead. Go first.
I was just gonna commiserate. We also had brake problems recently, so I feel you, Andy. That's really rough.
Don't forget, I had to replace my brakes twice in 1 year.
Ugh.
Oof, yeah, that's really rough.
Well, they were actually replaced total of 3 times in 1 year.
Oh, God.
Last
my
November we had
God.
them replaced, and then they started to make noises and like grind again. So we took them back in, and it was within a month, or 6 weeks. So they replaced them a second time to give us under warranty.
Mhm.
And then back in June, then within a month again, they were having the same issues. So back in June, I took them back in, and they were like, "Well, now there's a manufacturer's blah 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 blah. If you buy new brakes and brake pads and blah blah blah, you pay it this one time, and then it'll be covered for like life." And I was like, "So I gotta fucking pay for new brakes twice in 7 months' time? Are you kidding me right now?"
Right.
Ugh.
It's like, can't you
But I
give me some
did.
kind of deal that seems like it's, not my fault.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I did, and now apparently they're under warranty for the rest of my life or some shit like that until they change it
Fucking
again.
better be right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
seriously. They better
I'm sure
be.
they'll change it again. But the light came up that I needed an oil change, so I took it on to Wednesday to get an oil change, or Thursday to get an oil change, and they were like, "Well, actually, you have the synthetic blah 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 oil. It's not every 5,000, it's every, or not every 3,000, it's every like 8,000 or some shit like that. So you have another 3,000 to go, but we can change it anyway. And I was like, no, that's okay. They were like, but your light is actually on because you need to get your tires rotated. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What a waste. What a fucking racket. So I was like, fine, I'm here. I might as well. And then I asked them because the microphone stopped working in the CarPlay. So when I make a phone call through the CarPlay, nobody can hear me when I'm talking. And usually that's happened before, and it was an iPhone update issue. And last time, all I had to do was update the OnSuite thing and update iTunes and update my iOS, and it was fine. I did that this time. I updated the iOS. I went to go into the like entertainment suite thing, and I don't have the option to update it anymore. So I asked them, I was like, "Oh, hey, can somebody just show me like where that update is because microphone's not working?" And they were like, "Oh, well, actually, we don't use them anymore. So if you want to do any updates, you have to bring it into us, and you have to pay us to update it for you." Like, fuck you, Toyota. So then I was like, so how do I know? I just want to get this microphone fixed. And they were like, well, we don't know if it's an update issue or if it's something else. So you'd have to pay $185 for us to diagnose it. And then once they diagnose it, we'll tell you what we have to do and how much it will be after that.
Oh, hell no.
No, you can just live without it. My car doesn't have that, and we just deal. That's ridiculous.
I was so
that's
mad.
ridiculous.
I was so mad. So yeah, I was really pissed. So I don't know what to do now because I like having it. It's annoying, but I guess like you said, Amanda, I'll get over it.
Or find a workaround, you know. It's like we have this weird adapter thing that like, it's kind of like, do you remember those how you could like hook up your Discman into the the tape deck? It's kind of like that type of technology.
Okay.
Nice. And it works just fine.
I'll Google around it. It's just a pain in the ass because, you know, you buy a car expecting certain things like
to work,
troubleshooting and so whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. That's rough.
Anyway, Andy, we all feel your pain.
Yeah.
And I hope the new woman works out.
Sounds promising.
All right. Well, I think that does it for us tonight. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute at a certain level. And that would be Eckhart Rickner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Planner, Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. If you guys haven't already checked them out, check out the blooper show and check out the bonus show. If you'd like to become a patron, patreon.com/JayandJack. It helps out all the shows on the network. Right now, we've got Survivor with Jamie, Jack, and Colleen, Amazing Race, the Ramblecast After Dark. What?
I just finally caught up on Survivor.
Oh my god, it was so good.
I was 2 episodes behind, and I just finally caught up. And oh my god, I can't wait for tomorrow's episode.
Oh my god, that was probably one of the most satisfying conclusions to an episode I have ever seen in the last 10 years. It was so good. So good. Amanda, okay, but earmuffs to anybody out here that hasn't seen the merge episode of Survivor for season 45. So essentially, we have this one dude, Caleb, awesome person, awesome player,
favorite.
Everybody is going. So the vote was supposed to be on this woman named Maya, J Maya. That's her stage name. She's a singer.
Okay,
she's a TikTok singer. Supposed to be on her. Then this dude Bruce doesn't like Caleb. Bruce manages to get everybody to flip it onto Caleb. Caleb gets wind of this because he has one ally, and she's like, you know, it's not good. So he gets up at tribal council, and he was like, I know y'all are coming after me tonight. Like, he does this whole speech, and then they were like, well, what would you do? And he was like, well, I would vote out Jay. And here's why I would vote out Jay. This works for you guys because she makes you guys a threat. And he just calls everybody the fuck out at tribal. It is balls of steel, right? You're like, ooh, this guy's not like, wow, I can't believe he would do this. He's going out with a fucking bang. Like, it was, he just blew up everybody's spot. Then they have this thing called the shot in the dark, which you have a 1 in 6 chance to be safe at tribal council. It's been in effect for 5 seasons now.
Yeah.
It has only ever worked once, and the person it worked for didn't have a vote against them, so it didn't count. Like, it has never actually worked fans for the last 5 years have been like, this is dumb. Why are we doing this? Like, this
And
is
you
the
can
stupidest twist.
You can only use it once, and
One
if
time.
you use it, you can't vote.
You can't vote.
So it's not like something
Caleb-
that you would use lightly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Caleb decides to go for broke. He makes this and like literally burns every fucking bridge down. Uses the shot in the dark. He ends up being safe. Every single person votes for him. So there's no votes for anybody else. Nobody didn't split the vote in case he had an idol. They didn't have any backup plan in place.
Because he couldn't even vote. Like his vote would have been for Jay.
For Jay.
But because he played it, he couldn't vote. So because that's usually what happens, like if somebody plays an idol and then it's like, okay, well, the one person that they voted for, but he doesn't have votes.
So he is now the record for the most votes nullified at a tribal council ever. Which it was 14 or 13, 12, 13.
Well, there were
like
13 of them.
So then
minus him,
12.
so 12. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the record. Previously held by Kelly Wentworth. Does not count.
Does not count.
Which is the last best tribal council. And that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was that was the last best tribal council I've ever seen. So so he manages to nullify it. Then everybody's scrambling because they're like, who do we vote for? Who do we vote for? They end up just unanimously going on this poor woman, or not unanimously, but overwhelmingly going for this poor woman, Jay, who thought she was safe, went into tribal, her allies were intact, and then they just sacrificed her. So she's like shaking, and I felt really bad for her.
Yeah.
But
I know. I did feel really bad for her, but I just really didn't want Caleb to go. So
I didn't either. But the thing that made it was that when he was safe, everybody jumps up and down, starts cheering because it was just so tense. It was very for a reality show, it was very well done.
Right. And even though every single person voted for him, I think everyone understood the moment.
Yeah.
And was just like, holy shit, that was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool. It was a really good.
I still don't feel like I completely understand all the words you just said, but I love how excited you guys are about it. So it makes me excited.
Yeah, we were really excited.
It was
all right. So if you want to hear me and Jack and Jamie talk about it,
if that was not a ringing endorsement.
And I gotta say, I don't think I've had a Survivor crush like this since Malcolm, and that went.
Well, we all know how that turned out.
That didn't go well.
But
and that was also a
vibes.
much younger version of myself.
Yeah.
That I just adore Caleb. He's awesome. I'm so pumped that he's still in the game.
Same. He does have young Malcolm vibes, though.
Yeah, but only with the good stuff, right?
Yeah,
He's
with
Canadian.
The good stuff. Don't forget, Malcolm wasn't weird until it was more like after the second season. It was the second season, he was fine. It was going into the third season he played where we were like,
it was when we found out more about.
He was a libertarian.
He's a libertarian who votes Republican, and I was like, oh, that is just so gross.
Okay. Anyway, we're not talking about Malcolm. Because I know Survivor crushes, they always let you down.
They do.
Anyway, but that's okay because Caleb can't vote Republican. He's from Canada.
Exactly. Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Okay. On that note, though, the Ramblecast After Dark is also on the show. Amazing Race. If I said that, I don't know. Check him out. Cool. On that note, everybody, thanks for playing. We'll see you next week. And remember, your vote is a chess move.
Exactly.
On that note, my name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
And thanks to the patrons that contribute to a certain level, and that'd be Eckhart, Attack from Tokyo, Maggie the Magnificent, and